Some of these residences lie deep in the desert. Others don't even sit on land. Total value, over $1 billion. But behind those golden doors, what secrets remain unseen by the world? Let's uncover 8 astonishing facts about the Crown Prince's royal homes, and trust me, the last one will blow your mind. Inside AlYamama, the Crown Prince's royal world. From the moment you approach the towering walls of AlYamama Palace, its sheer scale and design excellence send a clear message. This is a fortress of legacy. The dome-shaped centerpiece rises with regal authority, surrounded by fortress-like symmetry and detailed with subtle carvings that whisper a deep cultural lineage. Step inside, and the grandeur only deepens. Gleaming Italian marble floors, hand-carved ceilings, and bespoke carpets woven with precision come together in a space where every inch is a masterclass in timeless design. Golden accents, antique doors, and dazzling chandeliers suspended from ornate domes elevate the experience to a level few ever witness in person. But AlYamama isn't just a showpiece, it's the epicenter of power. It hosts high-level summits and historic events, like the 2022 China Arab and China GCC summits, where world leaders such as Xi Jinping and Abdel Fattah al-Sisi were welcomed in breathtaking ceremonies filled with parades, precision-riding guards, and pageantry that rivals the grandest global stages. Even beyond the spotlight, this 400-room royal compound remains a sanctuary for secure discussions, elite diplomacy, and quiet influence. The Crown Prince and his family also retain other palaces across the region, creating secure havens of privacy and purpose. Every feature, from the polished marble floors to the curated artwork, is more than decor, it's a message. A message that this is where history happens, where legacy is preserved, and where modern power finds its architectural reflection. What do you think about the role of tradition and design in places of power like AlYamama Palace? Let's comment below. But if AlYamama is a symbol of power at home, the palace in France is a testament to foresight and aesthetic taste at another level. Inside the Crown Prince's $300 millions French palace. When it comes to ultra-luxury living, few names spark as much intrigue and admiration as Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Known for bold and visionary investments, the Saudi Crown Prince made headlines with the acquisition of Chateau Louise, Zeffi, a private estate in France. Set across 69 acres of pristine countryside outside Paris, this extraordinary property isn't just breathtaking, it redefines refined living. Originally built between 2008 and 2011 by the elite development firm Kojima, led by Ahmad Khashoggi, the chateau replaced a 19th century castle with an architectural masterpiece that brings the timeless grandeur of the French monarchy into the 21st century. The sale of the estate for approximately $300 million in 2015 made it the most expensive private residence in the world at the time, and the craftsmanship behind it is nothing short of astonishing. Over 3 years, more than 200 artisans, carpenters, coppersmiths, mosaic artists, and marble workers collaborated to breathe life into this vision. With over 15,000 sheets of gold leaf and multiple types of rare marble sourced across Europe, the estate was built to not only reflect historical authenticity but to also deliver a deeply immersive sensory experience. The result is a residence that feels as though it was crafted for the Sun King himself. From the outside, Chateau Louise mirrors the iconic symmetry of France's royal heritage. The manicured gardens, symmetrical floral beds, and pruned pyramid-shaped trees frame the estate like a living painting. There's even a traditional labyrinth, a working stable, and a restored farmhouse, all harmonized with the estate's timeless aesthetic. The crown jewel of the interior might be the main drawing room, where a breathtaking trompe l'oeil ceiling mural evokes a surreal garden paradise above. Inspired by Charles Lebrun's Baroque masterpieces, the painting was completed over several months by some of the region's finest artists, offering an atmosphere of celestial elegance that simply stuns visitors into silence. Yet, beyond the artistry, this chateau balances heritage with high-tech innovation in ways few can imagine. When it was revealed in 2018 that Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman was the buyer behind this acquisition, the world quickly understood why. Every corner of this property reflects the vision of someone who appreciates artistry, cultural legacy, and smart design. The estate's monumental entrance door, made of oak and coated in gold, features sculpted imagery of the sun god as a Roman emperor, and an artistic homage to the grandeur of Versailles. Inside, amenities include a wine cellar with space for 3,000 bottles, 2 ballrooms, squash courts, and twin swimming pools, one of which features a rainfall simulation system built into the ceiling for a fully immersive spa-like experience. And for entertainment, there's even a private lounge beneath the Chateau equipped with advanced lighting, acoustics, and visual effects, offering a modern retreat that stays perfectly in tune with the Chateau's ambience. Chateau Louise is far more than a property. It's a living symbol of craftsmanship, innovation, and timeless sophistication. For Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, it's not merely a palace. It's a reflection of values, ambition, and the seamless blending of old-world culture with future-forward luxury. However, each palace has its own role. And Urga is the place where culture, power, and hospitality are perfectly intertwined. Inside Urga Palace, Saudi royal luxury. In the very heart of Riyadh, amidst the relentless energy of Saudi Arabia's bustling capital, stands Urga Palace, a breathtaking fusion of royal grandeur, cultural heritage, and timeless luxury. This palace is not just a residence, it is a symbol of national pride, a masterpiece where every wall, ceiling, and floor echoes the story of power, tradition, and refined taste. At first glance, Urga Palace welcomes you with a sense of unmatched regality. The floors shimmer with flawless Italian marble so pristine it feels almost sacred. The walls, bold yet delicately detailed, feature masterful carvings that reflect centuries of Arabian artistry. Above, the ceilings soar to majestic heights, adorned with intricate patterns and glittering chandeliers that shine like suspended galaxies. Beneath your feet, silk carpets stretch across rooms with such precision they appear more like tapestries than flooring. Every corner of this palace is enriched with golden accents, with opulent upholstery draped over furnishings that blend royalty and warmth. It was in this remarkable setting that a moment of global history unfolded in 2015 when President Barack Obama visited Urga Palace to honor the passing of King Abdullah bin Abdulaziz. This wasn't just a diplomatic gesture, it was an experience crafted with deep respect and cultural elegance. The reception for President Obama was carefully curated, from an exquisite banquet featuring succulent lobster, jeweled rice, and perfectly prepared lamb, attached to the ambience of meticulous design and attention. Even the smallest touches, like tissue holders, reflected the same level of artistry, harmonizing with the golden decor. Every fixture, including the discreetly elegant waste bins, was crafted to communicate hospitality at its highest form. Yet Urga Palace is far more than a visual marvel. It serves as a living institution of political and cultural importance. It is here that significant royal functions, ceremonial receptions, and national gatherings take place. The palace's expansive majlis al-Shura courts, central to Arab tradition, are designed for these pivotal events. Within these grand, carpeted halls, guests are received with a balance of traditional seating and formal grandeur, all designed to foster connection and dialogue. Above it all, the towering ceilings, hand-carved and lit by radiant chandeliers, create an atmosphere that is both awe-inspiring and intimate. It is a space perfectly suited for discussions that shape nations, a backdrop where tradition and diplomacy intersect under the weight of shared history and modern relevance. Throughout Urga Palace, every detail, from the shimmering mosaics to the sculpted pillars, reinforces a singular message. This is a world where heritage and leadership coexist, where hospitality reflects national identity, and where luxury is expressed not through excess, but through purpose and legacy. And if you need a place to calm down in the midst of a turbulent world, Alja is the hidden gem, where power goes hand in hand with discretion and strategic intelligence. Inside Alja Palace, tucked away on the outskirts of Riyadh, lies Alja Palace, a discreet royal sanctuary that stands in quiet contrast to the lavishness of AlYamama Palace. Though less outwardly grand, Alja exudes a refined, confident power, a reminder that understated elegance, when woven with legacy, can captivate more deeply than extravagance. This is not just a palace, it's a haven of history, protection, and prestige, offering Saudi Arabia's elite a secure and serene retreat in a rapidly shifting world. At first glance, Alja might appear modest, but every inch of its structure tells a richer story. Each corner is curated with intent, its walls whisper tradition, and its halls echo legacy. Inside, beautifully framed photographs chronicle moments from the kingdom's journey, transforming the palace into a living museum. These images aren't just decorations, they're curated milestones of national memory, and from time to time the king himself becomes the guide. Intricate carvings, etched by the finest Arabian artisans, adorn the structure from floor to ceiling, showcasing centuries-old techniques that reflect a deep reverence for tradition. These aren't merely patterns, they're cultural imprints, stories in stone, breathing life into architecture. Beneath your feet, mosaic tiles stretch out like a royal tapestry, their seemingly ancient designs exuding a timeless elegance that bridges the past with the present. And then there's the furniture, regal in presence, yet inviting in purpose. Every chair, every table, every meticulously placed couch carries with it an air of majesty. Rich fabrics meet finely finished woods, and together they harmonize with the palace's carved walls and high domed ceilings. Nothing is excessive, yet everything is intentional. The beauty of Alja lies in this balance. It doesn't boast, it welcomes. Yet the palace's greatest strength may not be visible in its art or decor, but in its purpose. This place is not merely a residence, it's a sanctuary, a secure, secluded environment designed to protect and provide peace for the royal family during complex times. In a region where dynamics evolve quickly, a thoughtful retreat outside the city center becomes more than a luxury, it becomes a necessary safeguard. Alja isn't just an alternative to extravagance, it's a symbol of strategic elegance. It is, in many ways, a hidden gem in the vast crown of Saudi Arabia's monarchy. If you've ever wondered what life is like behind the private gates of royal estates, beyond the headlines, beyond the official tours, this is your rare chance to look inside. However, MBS's power is not only expressed in bricks and stones, but also in artistic masterpieces worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Inside the Crown Prince's $450 millions art palace, elegance, privacy, and world-class luxury define the lifestyle of Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. And nowhere is that more apparent than within the breathtaking grounds of Chateau Louise Zeffi. Inside, the estate reveals an entirely new level of refinement. Artworks line the corridors, masterpieces curated not just for beauty but for legacy. The most iconic among them is Salvator Mundi, the legendary painting by Leonardo da Vinci. Acquired at auction by the Crown Prince for an unprecedented $450 million, it remains the most valuable painting ever sold. Its presence inside the Chateau underscores the prince's passion for art, culture, and rare historical pieces that carry deep meaning and global significance. As Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman continues to lead reforms across Saudi Arabia, public discussions have emerged around royal spending and fiscal responsibility. While policies aimed at streamlining national expenditures have been introduced, the Chateau and its rare acquisitions represent personal investments in art, history, and architecture, assets that may one day become national treasures or serve diplomatic roles. Do you believe investing in rare art can be a meaningful legacy, or is it too extravagant? Share your thoughts in the comments. But all that you just saw is just the foundation for an even more spectacular future, where the desert turns into a smart city called NEOM. NEOM, Saudi Arabia's vision for the future. At the core of this progress is Vision 2030, a $3.2 trillion roadmap that prioritizes economic diversification, quality of life, and a future-focused identity rooted in creativity and responsibility. Imagine NEOM, the $500 billion mega-city emerging from the sands with a clarity of purpose typically reserved for science fiction. But NEOM is just the beginning. Oxagon, the world's first floating industrial city, to transform global logistics and manufacturing with AI-powered automation and clean energy systems that support next-gen healthcare delivery and carbon-neutral infrastructure. Meanwhile, Trojana, an alpine retreat nestled within the desert's mountainous north, is pioneering climate-resilient architecture and wellness tourism, featuring winter sports, luxury eco-lodges, and spa environments that leverage the natural landscape for thermal therapy. Trojana is poised to host the 2029 Asian Winter Games in a setting that blends culture, sport, and sustainability. To the south, Qiddiya rises as a cultural and entertainment epicenter. Offering more than amusement, it's a career launchpad for Saudi youth. With over $300 billion earmarked for development, Qiddiya is built to generate opportunities in sports, digital media, and creative arts. It's where virtual reality meets real-world ambition, and where designing theme park experiences can become as viable a profession as architecture or coding. Even gaming lounges here are equipped with therapeutic seating systems, known to reduce lumbar strain and improve long session posture, turning recreation into recovery. And then there's the Red Sea Project, a vision of eco-luxury unfolding across 90 untouched islands, with floating villas, 6-star regenerative resorts, coral reef preservation zones, and a solar-powered international airport. This project marries marine conservation with hospitality in a way that few destinations on Earth can match. Are backed by over $100 billion in private investment. It's expected to contribute $5.86 billion annually to the national economy, not just through tourism but through job creation, marine science, and environmental stewardship. Guests won't just leave refreshed, they'll leave reconnected, having walked barefoot on solar-heated paths designed to soothe joints and stimulate pressure points naturally. Altogether, projects like NEOM, Oxagon, Trojena, Qiddiya, and the Red Sea Project reflect more than $1.3 trillion in forward-thinking development, all underpinned by one consistent idea: livability. These are not cities competing to be the biggest, but the smartest, designed to optimize mental clarity, physical health, and social cohesion through innovation. It's about environments that think with you, lighting that mimics circadian rhythms to enhance sleep, green spaces that filter air and reduce anxiety, and smart homes that learn your lifestyle to support daily energy efficiency without requiring you to think twice. Saudi Arabia isn't just planning the future, it's engineering it around the human experience. And when he's not in his palace or futuristic city, MBS continues to shape his power, even on the ocean waves, side MBS's $750 superyachts. In 2014, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman acquired Pegasus VA, a $200 million superyacht that quietly captured attention across the global elite. But that was only the beginning. Just a year later, he acquired Serene for $550 million, a vessel once chartered by Bill Gates for $5 million a week. The purchase was made discreetly, without press releases or fanfare, reflecting not extravagance, but strategic intent. At first glance, these vessels might appear as floating luxury, but look deeper, and a different narrative emerges, one rooted in precision, innovation, and purposeful design. Serene is equipped with dual helipads, a private submarine, multiple pools including a fully enclosed saltwater therapy pool, a private cinema, spa, snow room, and a climate-optimized wellness suite. Every feature is built with a singular goal: to create an environment that blends comfort with restorative experience. While specifics remain private, industry insiders suggest upgrades in sustainable marine engineering, advanced air purification systems, and next-generation security and communications tech, all contributing to a new standard in oceanic innovation. Designed to operate seamlessly across continents, these vessels embody a leadership philosophy rooted in agility and readiness. Whether used for cultural exchange, policy discussions, or personal retreat, they represent an evolution in how power engages with the world, not through display, but through design with purpose. In a world where time, energy, and setting shape every decision, the ability to lead from anywhere becomes a strategic advantage. For MBS, investing in maritime assets like Serene and Pegasus VA isn't about excess. It's about crafting environments that align with a leadership model focused on clarity, wellness, and global dialogue. From the sports stage to the digital world, MBS's every move is intentional to inspire, nurture young talent, and deepen the nation's footprint. MBS, a legacy in motion. In 2021, MBS led a transformative investment into Newcastle United FC, infusing the club with renewed vision and international momentum. This move wasn't about headlines, it was about long-term planning, inspiration, and national pride. The result helped pave the way for global moments like Cristiano Ronaldo's historic arrival at Al Nassr, followed by Neymar, Benzema, decade and worldwide anticipation surrounding Lionel Messi. Saudi Arabia isn't simply participating in global sports, it's becoming a pillar within it. Beyond the stadium, MBS continues to invest in the future with a focus on youth empowerment and next-generation technology. From major moves in digital gaming and the metaverse to strategic partnerships with developers like SNK and stakes in Activision Blizzard and Nexon, these aren't simply business decisions. They represent a deeper commitment to fostering creativity, nurturing young talent, and supporting cognitive development through thoughtful digital engagement. Emerging studies now link certain gaming experiences to reflex enhancement, stress management, and mental agility, benefits that, when supported with responsible design, to offer value far beyond entertainment. At pivotal national moments, MBS's leadership conveys more than symbolism. It reflects gratitude and shared achievement. After Saudi Arabia's stunning win over Argentina in the 2022 World Cup, each player was honored with a Rolls-Royce Phantom, not merely a gift, but a national tribute to resilience, teamwork, and unity. Similarly, moments of cultural outreach, including thoughtful connections with international figures, signaled the Crown Prince's commitment to building bridges through mutual respect and shared values. What distinguishes MBS isn't just the scale of these efforts, it's the message behind them. Every step is part of a broader mission to position Saudi Arabia as a connector between tradition and innovation, East and West, history and progress. In a world where influence can often be fleeting, he is building something enduring, a legacy crafted through meaningful investments, visionary leadership, full generosity. And perhaps the next chapter in the global power play is the historic $1 trillion handshake with the US, ushering in a new economic order. Trump, MBS, the $1 trillion economic shift. Donald Trump recently hinted at a potential deal so vast, so globally significant, it could reshape the trajectory of America's economic future, and Saudi Arabia is poised to be at the center of it, with a proposed $1 trillion investment into the U.S. economy over the next 4 years. Saudi Arabia is emerging not just as an energy leader, but as a transformational investor redefining global influence. And this initiative may well become one of the most strategic financial collaborations of the modern era. During a March 6th press briefing from the Oval Office, Trump shared that his first international trip, should he return to office, could be to Riyadh, mirroring his landmark 2017 visit, which resulted in a $350 billion investment agreement. But this time, the scale is magnified and the mission redefined. This isn't simply diplomacy. It's economic partnership with the power to influence global markets and future-proof cross-border alliances. The plan. At Trump's suggestion, the $1 trillion investment would focus on American infrastructure, tech innovation, and business growth, funneling capital into sectors poised for long-term impact. But this move is about more than money. It's about resilience, modernization, and reasserting the United States' role as a global economic hub. Its strategic alignment is framed around sustainability, job creation, and innovation. Adding an unexpected layer to the discussion is a proposed U.S. strategic Bitcoin reserve. Spearheaded by investor David Sachs and potentially supported by the incoming administration, the project would manage over 200,000 BTC previously seized by the government. While critics argue it's about financial leverage, supporters see it as forward-thinking, an attempt to integrate blockchain technology into America's national financial strategy and maintain relevance in a fast-evolving digital economy. Jared Kushner, a former senior advisor and one of the architects of recent Middle East diplomacy, continues to cultivate economic ties post-White House through his firm, Affinity Partners. Reports indicate the firm has secured $2 billion in Saudi investment, a sign of ongoing trust and shared long-term vision. While the partnership has attracted scrutiny, others interpret it as a natural continuation of regional economic cooperation rooted in prior strategic dialogue. On a separate front, Trump has shown interest in facilitating discussions between the PGA Tour and LIV Golf, a merger that represents more than sport. It's a convergence of soft power, international branding, and economic diplomacy. With Saudi-backed investment playing a central role, the conversation extends far beyond fairways. It's about creating shared cultural capital and establishing new platforms for global influence through sports and entertainment. This moment represents more than a financial commitment. It signals a strategic pivot in how nations collaborate and shape their futures together. As Saudi Arabia continues to diversify its investment portfolio and the United States explores new economic tools, this trillion-dollar alignment could usher in a new era of cooperative growth. From Wall Street to Riyadh, the potential impact reaches beyond politics, touching the way economies are structured, partnerships are forged, and leadership is expressed through innovation. Which of Prince Mohammed bin Salman's residences impressed you the most? Was it the French Chateau, the Riyadh Palaces, or the floating fortress at sea? Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Like this video, subscribe so you never miss a new story about the world's most fascinating people. Thanks for watching.